putting some lotion on my hands. It's just hard to keep up with, especially with how much I clean and wash my hands. For today's video, I'm going to be reviewing my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus that I just got. I got quite a few products and I'm just gonna reach for them as I go while doing my makeup and let you know, in my opinion, at this time, is it worth the shmoney and what exactly is it that I like from the box. So let's get into it. The first thing that I'm gonna do is moisturize my lips because, as y'all know, my lips have been going through it. So I got the Super Melt Vegan Lip Jelly Mask from Kinship. So this is a trial or travel size. It says clean, cruelty-free, dermatologist tested, for you in our tube, is 50% recycled plastic. The formula is plant-based, gluten-free, non-GMO, petrolatum-free, and dermatologist tested. And then they've got all of the information here on the back. This papaya enzyme ferment, which I love papaya, hyaluronic acid, and sea buckthorn berry. It smells really good. It kind of reminds me of lip chaps that my mom used to get me when I was a kid. Oh look, y'all see that? I guess if you apply a little too much, my lips look way better, don't y'all think? I like to start off my makeup by doing my eyebrows. I just cut them this morning, so they are ready to go, honey. And I'm just gonna take my Benefit 24-hour brow setter and shake her through these brows. This brow gel is fantabulous. I feel like every time I do my brows on camera, I'm talking about how nice this brow gel is. But I really like it because it does its job and it doesn't leave product buildup on my skin or disturb my complexion products whenever I do my brows first anyway. Do you do your brows first or do you do your makeup first, your base makeup? What do y'all do first? At some point, I remember doing my eyeshadow, my base makeup, and then my brows at the very, very end. I always feel like people do their makeup in order of which is what their priority is, you know what I mean? Like, some people start off with what's most important to them, and then some people start off with what's least important to them so they can get it over with. I remember before the pandemic, there was so many great debates about what order is better for makeup, and people was mad serious. I only used to get annoyed because I was just like, you're taking this way too seriously. I'm just gonna take my ABH brow pencil. This is a Brow Wiz. And I really don't know how I want to do my brows today, but I think I'm gonna give myself a nice little swoop down over there. If you'd like an in-depth eyebrow tutorial, let me know, y'all. I think I've filmed a couple of them, but I'm down to make another one if y'all want to know how I'm doing my brows. I really changed the shape quite a bit, if I'm being honest with y'all. So then I'm gonna take my brow pen. This is in the shade Ebony. I think this one's running low. It's time to retire her and get a new one. They last a really long time, especially if you store them properly. Nobody's brow pen is touching this one. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody's brow pen. This right here. If you don't have this brow pen, if you've never tried it, please save your coins and get one because it is the best. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and use concealer underneath my eyebrows. I'm using the MAC NC43 Studio Fix 24-hour Smooth Wear Concealer. I do not recommend this concealer alone unless you like a matte finish. And then I'm gonna take the Kosas concealer. The formula name is not on the tube and I'm not about to squint to read it, but I do love this formula a lot and I'm pretty sure they put hyaluronic acid in it. So this is in the shade 8. And y'all, I cleaned my brushes. So we are good to go, y'all. I just have to make sure I don't get this on my clothes. And I'm mixing and I'm mixing and I'm mixing. Hi, husband.
Hello.
Welcome to YouTube. And I kind of like to start midway with my concealer because my arch is muy importante. and that's my priority, is making sure my arch is on point. There's a little hair right there. You're about to get plucked, honey. And I'll use one side of my brush for one eyebrow and then the other side of my brush for the other one. If you're ever mixing concealers, especially for underneath the eyebrow, because it's such a small area, you really want to make sure that you mix them well. Otherwise, you'll have areas that are lighter and areas that are darker, and you'll be able to tell the difference between where the products that you were supposed to mix are laying. Now, a really important thing to keep in mind if you're doing your eyebrows like I'm doing my eyebrows with this concealer is the blendation. All right, y'all, blend this. I know some people like to leave a stark line or what have you, and if that's your style, that is just fine. But do not hesitate to get the concealer product on your brows and blend it into the front of them, because it's all right. And if you do happen to make your eyebrows longer than you want them to be, doing this is easy peasy lemon. Like, it's not gonna disturb your look at all. Y'all know what that just reminded me of? Y'all remember when we used to, or I used to, I can't speak for everybody else, but y'all remember when I used to ombre my eyebrows? Oh my god. I should totally do a video of how I used to do my makeup versus, well, not even versus, just how I used to do my makeup. Would y'all like to see that? I feel like that would be fun. This brush, by the way, is the Morphe M173 brush, and I'm tapping it in to even out the concealer on my complexion, so I don't have like globs of concealer, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna test out this Defiance eyeshadow palette. This is by Carmella Cosmetics. Never heard of them, but that's kind of the point when it comes to Ipsy. So this is what the packaging looks like. I hate the little plastic. I mean, I know it's a protection, but I hate the little plastic. This is what the palette looks like. I feel like this is generally what I get in my Ipsy Glam bags whenever I'm getting a palette. But the last time I tried a palette from my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus, it was a smaller one, and the colors were, the shades was not giving. Let me just make sure this is all situated, okay? As y'all know, I like to start with a medium shade. Not too dark, not too light. Sometimes I'll start super dark. I'm going to use the shade Empower. The first thing I'm noticing is there's a lot of kickback, so I'm hoping that it's actually pigmented. So I'm going to put this in my inner corner to start, and I'm pressing it in using the side of the brush that I picked it up on. Okay, she's doing something. One thing I do notice is that when eyeshadows have kickback, like we like to call it, usually they're pretty pigmented. If you swipe your brush on an eyeshadow and you don't get a little dust, 9 times out of 10, that eyeshadow is not going to show up on you. Sorry, not sorry. So I'm going to pop this on my inner corner too. The only thing to be concerned about is if you have too much kickback, because that means that you'll wind up hitting pan pretty quickly, unless, you know, you're the kind of person who likes to use their makeup every day and wants to use it up. That's something that I really, really want to do. Actually follow TWINTORIALS. I love them so much. So much. I love them so much. They are hilarious and beautiful, and they have great taste, and they are opinionated, baby. They will tell you how they feel, and that's just that. I'm gonna wipe off my brush on my makeup towel here, and I'm gonna tap this in. But they like to do a depotting, and they also like to try to hit pan on their makeup. So that's something that I really want to try to do myself, especially since I receive so many products. And it's also gonna encourage me to start wearing my makeup more often, so yay! But anywho, I'm gonna tap this in right here. Y'all should definitely follow them. I'm gonna put their link in my description. I'm gonna tap this in around the edges. As y'all can see, it is softening, all right? That is the goal, that is the idea, that is the point, that is the purpose. I'm gonna tap, tap, tap. I'm definitely way more impressed with this palette than the previous one that I got. I don't even remember the name of it, if I'm being honest with y'all. But again, you see the kickback? I like to, whenever I get kickback like that, I like to try to pick it up, like if I can. I need to pick another shade, and my concern is these blending shades right here, Mystique and Desire, being too light. that is my concern. I like to have warmth when I blend out colors in my crease. And with it being as pigmented as it is, I mean to tap my brush off, that's what I'm worried about. It either being too light or blending into my complexion, which would be not a problem. So I'm using the shade Mystique. That's the light brown with the neutral undertone to it. Oh, y'all see that? The colors are oxidizing. Interesting. I wonder what causes that in eyeshadows when you put them on and then they oxidize a little bit. I don't think my primer is wet because the ABH primer sort of sets itself. Like, it doesn't stay wet, but it doesn't dry down entirely. Now I'm wondering though, is the lighter shade going to oxidize too? I'm definitely gonna use Charisma and Elevate because I love me some sparkles. But I do want to go ahead and add some black to my eyeballs. I'm gonna spread this out a little bit. Whenever you're doing this, you're using black as a base for your eyeshadow. Please remember Simba. Please remember, do not place the eyeliner higher than where you want it to be. Don't even place it where you want it to be. Place it lower than where you want it to be, because when you blend it out, as y'all can see, it's going to go a little bit further, and the last thing you want is for your eyeliner base to be up here because you wanted it right here, which is where I want mine, and that's where you placed it. Always place it lower and then blend it out. We're gonna go into the shade Infinity, and she's giving charcoal. She's not giving black, and I know a lot of companies say, oh, the average person doesn't use black like that, so we don't want the color to be too black. But let me tell you something. I do not want to put on black eyeshadow and not get black, okay? If you do apply a dark eyeshadow for your halo and it's too stark for you, just go ahead and take your blending brush that you started with and blend around the edges. Also, be sure to blend in the direction you want that color to go so you don't wind up having a whole bunch of black or whatever your darkest shade is all over your eye. So I got both eyes done. What I want to do is I want to put some wet primer on the center of my eyelid. I haven't done that in a really long time. And then put the eyeshadow down. And I'm going to start with my tester eye. If you don't know what a tester eye is, it is the eye that you try stuff on first. The one that you perhaps don't like as much. Like, this is my favorite side of my face because it just is. And this side is my tester side where I be testing techniques and stuff, because when I take pictures, this is the side of my face that I show the most. But anyway, so I'm gonna blend this in like so. If you put primer down for a halo, essentially it just helps make sure the eyeshadow stands out a little bit more. What I want to do is I'm going to apply these with my finger because I know better. And what I mean by that is I know that metallic shades have a tendency to look best when they're applied with your finger. It just is what it is. Some of them will look gorgeous with a brush, but you need a very specific kind of brush, and in my experience it's usually lip brushes. But I want to see the full impact of the eyeshadow, and I feel like a good majority of people apply shimmer shades with their finger anyway, so I like to pop them on with my finger, so place them where I want. And I'm using my ring finger because scientists or somebody said that's the lightest finger or the most gentle finger to use on your face and body. That's really, really beautiful. Before I move on, I'm actually going to take my pinky. So the shade I just put on was Charisma. I'm going to use the shade Elevate. And I'm going to pop her right in the middle, baby. Girl, we are... Girl, wait a minute. Wait. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let me do the other eye too, because now that the eyeshadow's on there, I can blend it out when I'm ready to. blend the edges, because when I rotate my eyes, I want the colors to basically gradiate into each other. So instead of it being harsh like this, notice how on this side when I turn, it blends into the black and it fades. And then when I'm facing forward, it's like, ooh, she got a lot of sparkle, but blendation, y'all. Let me zoom in so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, y'all see that? So head on, it's like, okay, she got, you know, color, but even now you can tell this side is not blended, whereas this side sort of fades. When I close my eyes, it's way more obvious. Is you want to turn your head so you can see where it stops, and you just want to take a little brush and tuck the shade all the way into the black. You can bring it out as far as you want. I don't have to bring mine out too far, but you want to be light-handed too, so that you're not just dragging majority of the color this way. You want to blend them into each other. And since it's a contrast in formulas or finishes, with it being metallic and matte, it's just gonna go so pretty, so pretty. Same thing on this side, very gentle, gentle. Once you get past that, it's a wrap. And then the other thing I like to do is come up here and just blend this up a little bit, because depending on what your eye shape is like, this color is gonna wind up going up your eyelid anyway. So you might as well just blend it out, sis, unless you want a cut crease. That is also a halo. Let's get into the base makeup, because we still got a few products to try here, and also the Makeup of the Day Cosmetics blending sponge. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is put on my lashes, and I'll be right back. I have my base makeup on because I'm filming another video, so look out for that video. I'm actually reviewing the One Size BBB cream, so go check that out. I don't know which one's coming first, but go check it out. We're gonna be checking out this right here, the MOTD Beauty Sponge. Let's see what they call it. The Dab and Tap Makeup Sponge. Could they get any more literal? I think not, but that's something that I do love about MOTD. They're one of the first brands that I got to get PR from, because they're blending Bestie brush and their Conceal Your Secrets brush. Those are two of my favorite brushes that I've ever owned. So this is latex-free, cruelty-free, vegan, and it says our unique, super soft and easy to use precision sponge applies and blends makeup for a seamless airbrush finish, period. Then it also gives you instructions on how to utilize the sponge, which is great for anybody who doesn't know, because there are always beginners in makeup. I just want to do a quick little comparison of my beauty blender. I was using this for my other video a minute ago. I know this sounds stupid and some people don't care, but the texture and the density of your sponge does matter. Your preferences do matter. So right off the bat, this one feels more dense than the Beauty Blender, which in my experience usually makes them harder to clean because it's more of a solid sponge. The formula for these sponges, because there's an actual formula to making them, is patented, and I don't think any other beauty brand has stolen it yet, or can, because they'll get sued. But this is definitely denser. They're both soft, obviously, because they're sponges, but this one is denser. I can squeeze it pretty easily, just like the Beauty Blender, but I can tell that the Beauty Blender is more lightweight, and I love the Beauty Blender. So, you know, let's see how she blends though. Let's see how she blends. Right off the bat though, I do not like the color. I'm not a fan of light colored beauty blenders because they are difficult to clean if you're black. I mean, and people who are not lighter complected, they do stain their beauty blenders too. But it's just not cute, especially if you're presenting or demonstrating makeup or you're a makeup artist. Trying to get those sort of stains out of your beauty blenders is not easy and it's not cute. And people be like, oh my god, she's using dirty tools. Like, no, I washed it. It's just got makeup left in it because it's too light and it's stained or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to put on some concealer. And I'm going to use the same concealers that I used earlier. The Kosas one, I'm putting her right down here. And I'm just swipe, make my little mustache across. We love the little mustache. Girl, there is lint in my... We love the little mustache. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the MAC one that I was using earlier. Like I said before, I don't recommend the MAC one, especially... Well, I'm not gonna say I don't recommend the MAC one if you don't like a matte finish. I combined mine with a radiant concealer because it offsets that issue that I have with the MAC one. So yeah, all right. And after that, I'm actually gonna follow up with my Kat Von D concealer because I've been enjoying using a white concealer. So I'm gonna start with my mustache. I really hate to get this dirty. I really hate to get this dirty. These kind of beauty blenders I feel like you should just use for skincare and like go about your life. Because anyway, we're reviewing this Ipsy Glam bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend. And I'm gonna grab my mirror so I can see. Okay. She's blending well. That's what it looks like so far. Normally when there's splotches on your beauty blender like that, it means that it's picking up the product unevenly. And that can either be because of the sponge itself or because of the product. But we about to see. If this messes up my makeup, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. So I'm gonna start down here. And I'm gonna blend this in right up under here. And mix them together. And then I'm gonna go right up under my eyeball and do what I normally do along the bridge of my nose. Okay, so, and that's what the sponge looks like now. So it's blending evenly. Hallelujah. Praise Jah. We're just gonna go up over here on this side. And if you use concealer, this is part of the reason why I do my concealer the way that I do. Go ahead and blend your under eye concealer with the concealer around your brows. You'll see how you make the connection, y'all. I'll leave my opinion down below about how easy it was to clean, because that's a really big factor in the formulation of these sponges in my opinion. Okay, so let's move on to the white concealer. We're gonna go ahead and pop that on real quick. Have y'all tried white concealer yet? I've had this for way longer than I should probably have had it, and I've been using it in my inner corners, and I love it. It's just gonna it's for brightening, you know. But y'all, the Kat Von D whiteout concealer is fantastic, especially if you like a brighter under eye, and especially if you just want to brighten up the concealer that you already wear instead of having to purchase multiple tones. Just get you a white one. See how bright that is? So we are going to set the concealer, and I'm using my Laura Mercier A translucent loose setting powder, and as y'all know, I dip my sponge right into it and set right underneath my eye. I will say it's not picking up a lot of the powder itself, which makes me think that the sponge isn't super porous. The next thing that I'm going to use from the Ipsy Glam bag is actually a highlighter product that they sent. Let me know down below how to pronounce this. It's C-I-A-T-E. And then this is the Glossy Cheek Glow Dewy Highlight. I'm assuming the packaging is telling me the color that it is. Dewdrop is the name. Okay, I'm actually not mad at this. Does it smell good? I'm not mad at it. The packaging definitely did not do it justice. I was worried for a second there. I was thinking that this was gonna be like white, you know. And it has a jelly formula to it. Like, it feels like gel. Is that what this is? Glossy Cheek Glow. This is not normally, this isn't something I would normally put on my face because as y'all can see, I'm already glowing. I'd actually wear this like a lip balm. So what I'm gonna do is finish my eyes. I'm just gonna put some eyeliner on and I'm gonna put some blush on and I'll be right back. Okay y'all, so I finally got the rest of my products on. I have my niece on the phone with me, Pooh. If y'all remember Pooh, she be in my vlogs and stuff. And she told me to go ahead and put some purple underneath my lash line. Tell me what you think down in the comments, okay? Let Pooh know, because she sees the comments. Tell her what you think of her makeup choice with the purple underneath my eyes. So I have 3 more products to try. First thing we're gonna do is the mascara. So they sent me the Small and Mighty Extreme Volume Mascara from Sophia Maybell. But I get a lot of mascara, so let's see what this one looks like. Extreme Volume in the shade Black. Okay. I was not expecting this wand, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But now I really want to try it on my upper lash line, which we're not going to be able to see a difference. But I really like how round it is. Like it's captivating how round this is. So I'm going to go right on my lash line right here. And I don't know if y'all can see how it's applying. It says extreme volume and I'm assuming that's because of the shape of the wand. But I can tell you right now, unless you're layering this formula, because it's more on the wet side as far as viscosity is concerned, it's not super thick. Unless you're layering this, I don't think it's gonna give you tons of volume. I really don't. Okay. Every time I put on mascara, I have to close my eyes for a minute because I be holding my eyes open so long, child. And I like to put mascara on my lashes in the corner because I don't bring my faux lashes all the way into my inner corner. It's very uncomfortable. It's difficult to blink like that. And like I said, my real eyelashes are pretty long. So if I put some mascara on, they'll blend into my fake ones. Like leave out with tracks, baby. And let me smell the mascara. Not a fan of the smell. It's not really strong. I didn't smell it until I sniffed the wand, but not a fan of the smell. Overall though, I think the packaging is really, really cute. I think this formula itself would look lovely on somebody who likes to wear more natural looks. I think also if you layer it, you can definitely get the extreme volume that they're talking about because the formula is a little bit more on the watery side, so you'll be able to layer it a little bit easier and not necessarily have to worry about that sort of crunchy look, you know what I'm saying, when you put too much thicker mascara on. So yeah, she's a keeper. All right, I'm probably gonna put her out specifically for my lower lash line, but I have a ton of mascara. Now y'all, let's get into the last part of this Ipsy Glam box. These 2 products. So they sent a red lip, Elman or Elmon. This is a matte liquid lipstick. And I want to say that this is more of a fire engine red. It leans towards being blue based, I will say that. So I'm actually going to use this like a lip stain. And I'm just going to scrape the excess product off of the wand because I don't need it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab this right on top of that lip mask that I used. See that? And last but not least, we're gonna take this highlighting product because like I told y'all, I don't think the formula would wear well with me and the kind of makeup I like to wear. So I'm gonna tap it in. That's really pretty. Now I don't know if it's gonna set on my lips. If it does, obviously I'll have to put like a lip gloss on top of it or something, but that's really pretty. Let me go ahead and put on my setting spray. Woo! This is the Milk Hydro Grip Set. My first spray, complementing the primer, of course. This is the final look. My setting spray has to settle in. But this is the final look using all of the products for makeup that are in my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus for this month. At least I think it's for this month. Yeah. but this is how they look. Anyway, so here are my thoughts as far as Ipsy is concerned. I am on their PR list and I appreciate being on their PR list, but I definitely feel like the program or the subscription is good. Any kind of subscription really is good for people that like to try new things. It's great for people that like to try new things. If you're someone who is set in your ways, you already know what you love, you have an idea of what your makeup and skincare and hair care, because they do other products too. Your beauty taste is, I do not recommend subscribing to a subscription unless you like to try new stuff and you're willing to take the risk of getting a couple of products that aren't your cup of tea or a couple of products that don't match you. Just keeping it real, just being honest. Subscriptions are not for everybody. And I will say that majority of the time when they're advertised, what's being displayed are the most favorable products, like the full-sized Saturday Skin products and, you know, the full-sized name brand products always being advertised, you know, which isn't a bad thing because obviously people want those sort of things. But I will definitely say it's going to be better for you if you're someone who likes to try new things, perhaps is very new to makeup, and just wants to experience a little bit of luxury at an affordable rate. So, yes. As far as my Ipsy Glam Bag this month, my favorite products, what are my favorite products that I use? I would say my favorite products, if I had to pick, are going to be, these two out of the makeup, because I did get some skincare. Are gonna be these two. I really like the way that this felt on my lips. I like the packaging. It's really, really cute. The smell wasn't strong or anything like that, and it didn't make my lips feel dry, because a lot of lip products here lately sort of just lubricate instead of actually moisturizing, which doesn't make any sense to me. And then I was just really impressed with this overall because, as I mentioned before, I get a lot of palettes from my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus, and majority of the time I'm not impressed with the palettes, whether it's the pigmentation, the shades that are in there. It's like, okay, we get it, rose gold tones, okay, we get it, neutral tones, but they're usually way too light for me to utilize, so I have to give them away. But I'm really, really impressed with this. I think that Carmela Cosmetics did a great job. Don't know if this is an indie brand, and by indie I mean like a newer brand or not, but y'all are doing great with this, especially if you're an indie brand. And yeah, I'm going to do, trying to decide, should I do a TikTok or a YouTube video for the skincare? You guys let me know. Comment down below, let me know if you think I should do a YouTube video or a TikTok for the skincare for my Ipsy Glam Bag. But anyway, this is the final look. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so people like you can see videos like this one with me more often. And you can subscribe right here, down below. Okay, so right here or down below. And then there's also another video for you to check out, and it's set for the video that's best for the viewer. So enjoy, and I will see y'all next time. Peace. Doo-doo.